see.
Okay.
And we're live. Okay, Grand Rising, beautiful, melanated, original, whatever you respectfully call yourself, people. We are live. The gang is back together. I don't even like saying gang. The nation is back together, and we have some stuff we want to talk about. What are you going to get for your vote? We are being told that we need to vote, 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 but what do black people get? So think about it, and we'll be back.
Greetings, Earthlings.
Warning: the following program contains strong black first opinion about mature and strong subject matter that affects black America and the diaspora as a whole. Listen at your own risk, you sissies.
Grand Rising All. You are listening to the one and only Be One or None. Good morning from Africatown, Los Angeles.
And we are back in the building. The nation is
Yeah.
back. And
Hey
we are
guys.
what? Okay, we are here with Mind Games Uncut,
What it do?
Angela, Clear as Conscious,
What's going on?
Kathy B,
Hey.
Black Love.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to talk about this. We all know that it's time for us to play this voting game. We're about 2 months away from going to the polls, and we have some questions. Are you going to vote? If you vote as a black person, this is for black people. Then it could be, what are black people getting for their vote? What are we getting? We got Trump, we got Kamala. What are we getting? And should black people just sit this one out? And I know before we came live, Black Love Lynn said that she was going to be voting for Cornel West. So should we all just go independent since they say we need to vote, or should we sit this one out? What do y'all think?
Well, I was on my TikTok live, and somebody I was in one of these Democratic rooms, and it was not my live. But I was in somebody else's live last week. That I think some of the Democratic Shield said that I think he dropped out. I ain't heard no. I haven't heard about confirming it yet. I had to check, but I think what's his name? John F. Kennedy's son. I think he dropped out already. Not really sure. I got to look into it. But I think Cornel West was part of the Green Party. Him and that Jill Stein chick. That said she dropped out too because she was trying to like get him out of the race. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that about because at the end of the day, they're not registered in all the states. I think he was only registered in maybe 10 states, if that. So that whole third party thing, that's what it is. No, it's crazy because you can't be registered in all states. That's what I've been hearing. So that's it's basically Democrat Republican. But Brooklyn Tradition, what's up, bro? Me personally, I'm just gonna sit it out, man. I don't see nobody. I don't see any of the candidates really doing anything having a black agenda. So I mean, now Trump's supposed to be lowering the taxes. That's a good thing, and the immigration thing I can see. But let me see. Brooklyn Tradition said RFK didn't drop out yet, but he's taken off the ballot in New York. Wow. Okay. Damn. All right, y'all got it. I let my plane.
Well, can y'all hear me? Because I
Mm-hmm.
know
Yes.
somebody got a call.
Everybody good.
Okay, the thing is that the election is just rigged, and I don't see how people can see it. How can you, if we all are voting, and this is a presidential election, why is it taking so much money? Why is it a money thing? If you don't have money, you basically can't really get on the ballots. And how
Facts.
come they're not letting us vote for whoever is running for president? Period. Everybody should be on every channel. It's discrimination with everything because we shouldn't just have to see Trump and Kamala or the Democrats and the Republicans. They never give a platform for the Green Party or independent. So it seemed like the independent people need to their money together instead of spending money separately and start saying something about it because it's a rigged election when they only showing you two people. I see everybody always arguing, oh, I'm gonna vote for Kamala. I'm gonna vote. We gotta vote for the lesser of the two. And I've been saying there are other people you can vote for, but the way that they rig the elections, they
Facts.
only want you to vote for who they want you to vote for, and it's messed up.
Most
If that
definitely.
is true, then I guess I'll be sitting this one out as well. 'Cause I'm not voting for either of those people. My daughter swear I'm a Trump lover. I do not love Trump. I
Yeah.
have not gotten over the
Yeah,
fact that he wanted to kill
Brainwashing.
5 black boys who were innocent. I did not get over that yet, just like I haven't
but
quite
he
gotten
didn't
over
want to
slavery.
kill them. He didn't want to kill
He
them.
did.
He's being played just like everybody else. He
Yeah.
didn't.
He put
He
it.
wanted them killed because he thought they, but he thought just like the rest of us that they did it because
Right.
that's what the
No,
evidence pointed
I knew
to.
they
It
didn't
took
do it. You from New
years.
York. Tina, you are from New York.
Okay.
Stop it.
But no,
You
no,
from
no,
New
no.
York.
You stop it, Lynn, because the thing is, there's many of black people behind bars right now that are innocent. So when
Right.
you look at, we got to be honest. When you
But
look
those
at
boys
it
were
and real
innocent
people,
because they were doing wilding. Wilding started a long time ago, and nobody ever raped anybody doing wilding. They were not doing it. They were innocent from jump. I haven't gotten over that, and I do not. The only thing I like Trump about,
but they
the
we
only
know that they
reason,
were innocent, but we wouldn't even
right?
have the Innocence Project. But what I'm saying is, I'm not taking up for Trump, and I'm not a Trump lover. But we gotta everything we say, we gotta really think.
Yeah.
Trump
True.
is a rich white man, and he really thought it because they believe in the police, they believe in the
Hmm.
justice system, and he thought that these people did this girl, so he like go on after and get them because Trump also supported black he supported Jesse. He put money behind Jesse Jackson when he ran for
Yep.
president. He
I
put money
sure.
behind, so they only pick out what out they only pick out what he put his money behind. But the rest of us, we got a lot of black people that's in jail that we probably thought did something, but it's just that he was just being duped as a rich white
Bro,
man
mm-hmm.
by
Pro tradition.
the system.
Pro, Pro
So
tradition said.
okay.
No, no, you put up what Pro tradition said. He said they was not just doing. Okay, they was just not doing. Hold on, they was not
The
just doing wild,
wilding,
and
they
they
had
confessed to
confessed.
holding down the woman that was. Oh wow, wow, didn't
They
know that.
did confess, but that's what I'm trying to tell Lynn is that
Mm.
the reason that they're out now is because the detectives lie, and this is ongoing story. This is why we say we're not voting because they need to redo how they do police because there's so many people that have been forced to confess to something. So Trump is just a
Mm.
victim of the detectives, and just like all of us that believed it because they made these boys say it. But this is something that they have done to black people over and over again. Get them in there to confess when it's not true. So really, we
Yeah.
all being played, just
You
like
know
we're
what?
being played right now with this election.
Let's address the pink elephant in the room before we go deep into the conversation. What in the hell have Trump did to black people? I'm trying. A lot of people ask that
That's the
question. I'm
only
gonna ask
thing that
them.
they keep saying.
Yeah,
That the only thing they can say is that Central Park Five story. And
yeah.
everybody, oh, he was racist. He said he wanted to do it. No, go back to where it came from. The police and the detectives rigged it up, told everybody these boys confessed. They had them on camera confessing that they killed her. They had them on camera confessing how they killed her. And the whole time it was a lie because they have done this over and over again. And like I was just saying with Lynn, that's why we have the Innocence Project getting many and many of black people out of prison because they confess. Because it's just like now, they're playing the same game with us. You pick lesser of the evil. Either you confess or you get life. Either you vote for Kamala or you get life with Trump. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's the same old game being played.
exactly. No justice, no peace. You
And
know
as we
what?
say here
But
with the
we're
United President Cuba, and that's why it's important we always talk about this on this platform, that it is super important to know what's going on locally. These are the very people, Biden, a lot of these people have been in office, not just Biden, a lot of these politicians have been in office for decades, and they started locally, and now they're running amok in
yes,
this country,
yes.
So even with the police officers, what's happening with the sheriffs and the deputies and whatever they're elected. We have to think about those things. We have to think about who puts these people into office,
Mhm.
and how we dismantle it locally.
Exactly.
Exactly. Instead of raising all this money, because I know Queen Kathy just said that the church once again raised five. Was it?
The bottom line is with Joe Biden. Sorry about that.
What the church just raised? What five? What was it, Kathy? 500 million, 5 million. What was it, Kathy?
Um, I believe I said 500,000.
500,000. But
Yeah,
the point is the church.
Yeah, they just raised for Kamala.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
they just raised 500,000 for Kamala, but yet they won't come together and raise nothing to get the
Yeah,
homeless people off the
it was
street.
a total
The
of I think
poor,
over
they're using
1.2
poor people
million.
money to put a non-black woman in office that has nothing to give to black people.
Exactly. It was over like I think it was 44,000 black women. And it was like 1.2 million or something like that. Exactly. Like when it's time for us and these are black women and black men, they came
This
together
one
too.
came from the church, though. This is church.
Oh, church. Okay,
That
my
was
This
told
is
they
the
had
money.
this is separate.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So
And
they
let's
okay.
talk
Yeah.
about that. I thought we were not
Yeah.
supposed to be mixing church and state. I thought
Exactly.
that was kind of.
But
Yeah,
that's what I'm
church is a
saying.
Every time you look
nonprofit.
up, you have these Democratic politicians pandering in the black churches. You don't see it happening anywhere else. You don't see them in the Catholic churches. You don't see them nowhere else.
Right.
You don't see them in the mosques.
And a nonprofit
You know,
nonprofit cannot because we're a nonprofit. You cannot donate. You can't get involved with politics. Period. You know what I'm saying? That can take that away from you. You know, but a lot of them do it. You know what I'm saying? Just like
Well, I
dog
hear
money.
that church has
Not if you use
changed
that
that,
money to.
so we need to look into that, D-Maze, while
What's
you
that?
doing your research.
Oh no,
The
I know
church
for a
has
fact you
changed
can't
that.
give to. You can't if you're a
You're
nonprofit.
not
You ain't
supposed to.
you're supposed
You're
to
not
do it.
supposed to.
It's just
But
like
why are they allowed to go into church? That's because we sit back and don't say nothing. We don't do
exactly.
nothing. We don't get together and do a class action lawsuit and say that the states need to keep the Democratic parties and all these people out the church pandering to the black people. It's ridiculous that black people are struggling. Poor people are struggling. They go to church looking for hope, thinking that if they give their money, God is going to open up the sky for them. And they go home poor. And
Exactly.
then these preachers and teachers are taking this money and then giving it to a political candidate.
Oh yeah, always. Like I said, they always pander to the black churches, and black people always fall for it. You know what I'm saying? And then you see the Republicans doing it because they're like, hell, if the Democrats pander to these black people, why not? Let us do it. Because the black people, they don't have no kind of structure, no kind of foundation. Just, let's just go ahead and tell them what they want to hear. But at least, I hate to say it, let's be real. At least when the Republicans do their little rallies or whatever, I hate to say it, but it's true. They're a little bit more classy than the Democrats. The Democrats, they want to have all this ratchet shit going on because, hey, it is what it is. They think black people like the book dance and party and all that, and twerk and all that crap. Even though Amber Rose got that tattoo on her forehead, she came with a dress, fully dressed. She even had a neck cover, you know what I'm saying? And she spoke well. I mean, let's keep it real. I mean, I don't care for. I know she was all for that slut. She started that whole slut shaming thing, but at the end of the day, when she got in front of them YT people, guess what? She ate right. But with Kamala Harris, Kamala Harris. Look, another thing too, I want to say. I'm tired of people keep talking about, oh, you saying her name wrong. Kamala, I don't give a damn. Hell, my name is Dornelius, and people can't even pronounce my damn name right. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, we don't care. Like, at the end of the day, she's pandering to black people. And and that's what it is, and black people fall for it. It's still that Obama effect. That Obama effect
on any side, whether it's Democrat or Republican, it's not right on any side. Let's just be clear about that. It's disgusting, and they ought to be ashamed of themselves, and they're not, and that's the problem. Like Queen said, like there's no shame in it. All you got to do is throw up your hands and can I get an amen, and all y'all you sold. All you need is damn amen. Come on now.
Extreme X said if Kamala
Democrats are the Pied Piper to black people. Let me blow this little Pied Piper, and here come the mouse follower. Remember the movie? I mean, the story of the Pied Piper, because we follow them because we've been taught that the Republicans are racist. And I'm gonna go to some stuff. We don't know how to do things on our own. They hate that Trump is saying the stuff that they're doing, but because we're so used to being fed by the government, what Trump is saying is dismantling the federal government because the federal government has control of everything that we spend, and they distribute it to the states that they want to
and
distribute it to. But the
mhm,
problem is we don't know how to do paperwork and start our own schools in our own cities and stuff and get some of that same federal money. And the
right.
problem is we have been uneducated so long and uneducated in politics that what Trump is saying is scary because we think, wait a minute, they're going to be able to do this. Wait a minute, he wants to dismantle the Department of Education. Why are we here right now? Why don't Black people
Exactly.
know their history? Because of the
Exactly.
Department of Education. We don't
Exactly.
know how to go to every state. Like I was talking to somebody, and remember we talk about micronations. I want y'all to know this is why I always say that we can be a micronation. I want us all to understand that a micronation is an individual small country. Each one of these states, when America was being taken over, when our land was being stolen, each state is a micronation. That's why each state has its own constitutions and each state has its own flags. After they found how to do it in the takeover, white people made a higher government, and that's how you had your federal government. And then the federal government is supposed to regulate racism so everybody could be fair. All the money come in one pot. The federal government is like the pot. And then I'm gonna distribute this out to everybody. If you racist, your state don't get most of this money. But most states that we supposed to not just live in different states because hey, I'm just here and I'm just there. No, we supposed to go to the state that is going to cater to our needs. We supposed to go to states that is going to cater to us. So I'm not um condoning what Donald Trump is saying, but I'm trying to get us to see that what Donald Trump is saying is taking the power out of the federal government. This is why we have the IRS taking our money. This is why we have so much going on. Because once you give the states back the power, then when people stop getting comfortable with living on their own land and living in the backyard, we'll start going to states or we'll start writing and having our own way of getting that same pot of money and doing what we need to do for ours. But we're so used to being slaves, we don't know how to hold our own power. We don't know how to do things of our own. If y'all can understand that. And I
Absolutely.
land my
No
plane.
doubt, no doubt, no doubt. And we got Stream X said I like seeing these celebrities count for Kamala. So now you seeing who's selling you out. But I like he said before. He said if Kamala loses, they're gonna blame Black people. And who somebody said
You should
somebody
thank
said,
Black people if that's the case. You should thank them. You should thank us. You're welcome.
I said, Broken Tradition said, yep,
Welcome.
Extreme X, just like Black men was blamed for Stacey Abrams. I told everybody, and I'm glad we talking about this. I'm glad that they just brought that up. I talked about this on my live the other day. So it's ironic how Stacey Abrams was turned Georgia blue. Everybody was hyped up. Yeah, Georgia blue. Stacey Abrams, she did that. Whatever, Black girl magic. And 2 years later, she can't even get it. She can't even get Georgia to become a. She can't even be a governor of Georgia. She lost even worse than she did the first time. Kemp blew out.
Because
And the
at the
second
end
time
of
he
the
blew
day,
out.
she didn't have at the end of the day, she didn't have anything that represented Black people, just like Kamala. We just
Exactly.
running because we think we sticking it to the white man. Yeah, see, y'all don't want nobody, but we got a Black woman in there. And this Black woman is identifying as a South Asian. She's giving billions of dollars in jobs to South Asian. You know them jobs that Trump is saying
Mm-hmm.
that they're taking from us? Those are the jobs that she's giving away. Call your cell phone company right now and ask to speak to customer service. You're gonna get an agent in there.
That part.
You're
Facts.
gonna get different stuff. The things are happening we don't know. Just like I was telling Nicole today, these black remember the essential workers. Those are the Black jobs they're talking about. When
Yeah.
you realize that you're out here and you can work for yourself, like my jobs was given to immigrants because the game is get a legal immigrant to get the 1099 and you get the job, then you hire all your illegal people, and then that money goes to that legal immigrant, and then you pay your illegal people with cash. We don't know the game, so we sit up here trying to play like, oh, Trump is saying this, oh, that was racist. No, no. They're taking
Exactly.
our jobs, they're playing us, and we're and Kamala and them is trying to put India up. And then remember in the last video we did, remember the last show we did when I played Dr. Umar, and Dr. Umar said he could not wait to see what rapper They was going to prance across the stage, and they picked the most raunchiest black woman to represent us is Megan Thee Stallion. Now back to
Exactly.
Megan
And
Thee
you know what?
Stallion. When you
Hold
get
on,
hold on,
my
back to
fault.
Megan Thee Stallion. When you just said Amber Rose, okay, she dressed up. Megan Thee Stallion has two sides to her.
Mhm.
Do we know that Megan Thee Stallion is in school? Do you know that she's going to school? I forgot for
Yeah,
what.
she got a
Why
degree.
couldn't Megan Thee
Mhm.
Stallion? Yes, why couldn't Megan Thee Stallion put on a suit instead of that half suit that she twerked in and talk black and tell black people to go back? When they brought Future on there, why couldn't they have Future talk about gun violence? Not Future, Quavo.
Mhm.
Why couldn't they have him talking about gun violence and stuff, things that affect us? How come they can't never find the famous black people that talk political black issues that we know, like Umar and even Cornel West and this and that? Why they can't find none of the political black people that would represent us? Why do they always give us somebody that's shucking and jiving, twerking and dancing and playing
And
by
not even
Plies.
political, but
playing by
Plies.
intelligent.
playing?
Somebody intelligent. Not even don't
Exactly.
have to be political. Somebody intelligent. Give me a scientist. Give me a doctor. Give me somebody that represents
And
something that has some substance.
exactly. And Pro Tradition says she has a bachelor in health administration. Yeah, she sure do. She finished. Ironwork 92 92000. What's up, brother? Yeah, no justice, no peace. We should stop the sports. Brother, that'll never happen. I feel you, but they not gonna sports, they gonna black people ain't here.
They
Man,
not,
they'll take
but that's why I put it up on there. Why?
yeah.
What happened to? What do we mean when we keep out here marching? No justice, no peace. No justice. They shouldn't
Oh
have the
yeah.
peace to know that we're gonna vote for them. What happened to no justice, no peace? We
Mhm.
supposed to be going extreme. Extreme is not voting. Extreme is taking every black vote we could and just put it on an independent a candidate that is looking out for
Mhm.
us, whether it's Democrat, Republican, or independent or Green Party. What
Exactly.
happened to no justice, no peace? We still being shot down, and Kamala is in office. These people are so ignorant to believe that Kamala is going to change something,
Exactly.
but she's in office right now and giving all our money away. We see it,
Ain't done
giving
nothing.
all our money away to immigrants.
We built America says she's not black. Facts. See, this is the thing I want to say about that. I said this a couple of days ago. Black people will embrace anybody that got any kind of melanin.
Melanin.
They just we black, you know. We just call everybody black. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the same as being a black American. They're not from the soil. They don't have no lineage to this. You know, they lineage don't run back to the killing fields of of America. Like so. That being said, people are like, oh well, Kamala Harris, she lived in Oakland. The chick mostly went to school in Canada. Just like Obama. Like I said this, I think we talked about this last time. I'll say it again. I said this last night. Listen to how Obama talked. People never really talk about that. We just accepted the guy, but the guy don't sound like no brother from America. He sound like a country white guy mixed with a little black, but he sound more country white guy. He don't sound like he from
Even
Chicago, do he?
Kamala,
Yeah, exactly.
even
But listen how he
Kamala.
talk though. He don't talk like and we
Because they
fell
don't know
for it.
what we're struggling with. It's just like us on the level. I kind of came up because I came up from the hood. I came from the Bronx when the Bronx was burning, from the
Mhm.
Bronx to the projects in Alabama and stuff. See, there's a different time. And then when they say that Kamala isn't black, we're not saying she don't have black blood running through her. We're saying that she don't know the black experience, just like Obama don't know the black experience. That's why they get up there and don't say they can rehearse it, but they don't feel it because they're not standing out there with us. To Kamala, when she was in office, the black people that need the help was criminals to her. That's why she spent her whole time locking them up and laughing about locking up black people for smoking weed, but giggling how she smoked. So when we say they're not black, we're talking about how they're not experience. They don't know the black experience because if you
The
know the black
culture. You ain't
experience, you're
of this
gonna
culture. You're none of
Exactly.
this black culture,
exactly,
this black American
She,
culture.
exactly,
she cooked. She washed
exactly.
collard greens in the tub. That's black culture to her.
But I want to point something out. I
That's a
want to go back
rumor.
really
See, to
quickly.
her, it's a rumor because it's a stereotype. That's why she's walking
Exactly.
around with
Mhm.
hot sauce in her bottle. But one thing I can say about Trump, and I'm not taking up for Trump, you can Google it right now. Everybody can Google it. Google pictures of Kamala with black people, and you're not going to find nothing but when she was in college having fun. Now, Google pictures of Trump.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see Trump. Why nobody talks about Trump when was it Jesse Jackson running for president? You'll see Trump with Al Sharpton. You seen Trump with Whitney Houston. You seen Trump in the black Trump. I remember in the Bronx, I didn't know who Trump was. They could say he was racist. He might
Oh yeah.
be. But I remember in the Bronx when we ain't had nothing but dumpsters and garbage dumps, and he was saying enough is enough, and he was turning into
Mhm.
parks in the low neighborhoods.
Mhm.
So there is a big difference, but they're not going to do that because the media that wants us to vote for Democrats, because the Democrats has the small hats behind them, because they want to keep controlling our every essence so that they can stay rich and live a life where we don't get the benefit from nothing we bring forth. We invented almost everything in America, everything across the world, but how come no black family is benefiting from
Exactly. Oh yeah, I forgot to say this. I'm glad Broken Tradition reminded me. Go to his page. He did a breakdown on Kamala Harris had to use make the stallion. He break it down with Amber Rose. Check it out, y'all. He really broke it down. Just want to put that out there. But yeah, did a full breakdown on it. And bro, that was a good one. I mean, I think you broke it down. You broke it down better than anybody I've seen. Yeah, it was a good one. So y'all check out when y'all get the chance. Let me see, bro. Trump
Look,
was
I want to
supposed to
say
be.
this. He said, yeah, Trump was supposed to be Mike Tyson's promoter, and Don King convinced him to go with the black man. And look how his career. See, I ain't even know about that. And look how Don King ripped
Wow.
Mike Tyson off.
God damn it. Didn't
Wow.
But
know that.
see, I
Shout out
want
for the
y'all to Google
information.
Trump with black celebrities, and you're gonna find whole pages and images.
Oh yeah, he
And
was
how
hanging
do
with
we sit
everybody,
up
man.
here and call him? Yeah, that he says that. Oh, he says the N word. Not trying to be funny. Almost everybody says the N word. It's how you use it. Like now,
Yeah.
because we can't even convince black people to stop saying the N word, and they make it symbolism. Well, when a white person says the N word, they're racist. I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe that, because I believe we say things out of we all say things, not excusing it because it shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
But until we stop saying it, you're not going to convince me that it depends on how you say it. Because we got to start
Y'all need to
checking
keep it
ourselves
real.
first.
I
If
think
we
black.
cannot check the man in the mirror, we cannot check
Mm,
nobody else. Because the reason why our house is dilapidated and the black house is burning, because the black house is out there watering and putting out the fires for everybody else's house, looking at everybody else's house, watering everybody else's grass, and ours is being destroyed. You got to build your own house. You got to take care of yourself first instead of taking
exactly.
our resources
Mhm.
to everybody else's house.
And even going back to the no justice, no peace. Let's talk about our sister. The sister got unalive.
Sonia
Sonya Massey.
Massey.
Sonya
Okay.
Massey.
Yes.
Now here you go again with black people in the streets with these white YT people. Talking about seeing people throwing Black Lives Matter shirts back on, marching, protesting, praying don't work, black people. Only one sister got on TikTok and she said, when y'all get tired of marching and protesting and praying, holler at me. She said, y'all know what we gotta do. And she's right. I mean, like I said, we not talking about go out here and do no just go out and mess up all cops.
You
There's some
talking
cool
about
cops out
Tommy?
there.
I think her
I
name is
mean,
Tommy, or one of them
Yeah.
from Love and Hip Hop, the
Yeah,
one
but
that
start
always
by
was
knowing the laws. I mean, it
exactly.
would help by knowing the
yeah.
laws of a land. So when you do go and do some stuff that requires a little bit of aggressive justice,
Mm-hmm.
right? You know the laws. You know how to get out of jail. You know that you're not going to jail. We might be in lockup for right now, but I'm going home tonight after this
Yeah.
situation. We have to be strategic about these things. But it's going to take us knowing the laws, including knowing the laws with the police officers. If you all haven't studied the Fraternal Order of Police and the history of police officers, it is something to definitely look into. You all that are
The
listening.
Fraternal Order of Police and the Fraternal
Hmm.
Order of Police Associates. That's why you have
Hmm.
so many people that's under the Fraternal Order of Police that is not a police officer, because once they became the Fraternal Order of Police, they had the Fraternal Order of Police Associates, and they're all running around under that. But go ahead, Queen.
No, that's all. I mean, we just need to look at that, so that we can move. But we need to start doing our research. We need to be serious about that. That's why I'm not trying to plug anything in, but seriously, with the United Empires of Akibalon, this is when we're in these chats together, this is all we're talking about. We're sharing this information, so it's not just enough for us to come here and have these conversations. It requires being boots on the ground, and that's exactly what we do at the United Empires of Akibalon. That's all we're asking anyone to do. You know, we have to come out of our emotions and our feelings and think logically. You know, we talk about racist people and carrying on. I'm gonna tell you what. I know how my finances are looking right now, and I don't like it. I know how this world is heading. You have Kamala Harris talking about. I mean, she's talked about depopulation. You know, that is something on her agenda. She's talked about federal health care. So now they're telling you when you can get health care, you know, get benefits or not, where you can get sick or not, you know. So we need to be thinking about policies that are going forward. And one more thing I wanted to mention before I forget, I'm gonna land my plane. When we're talking about the jobs, right? Black jobs, any jobs, you know, and we're talking about immigrants, I think a lot of us are automatically thinking the Hispanic population. But if you look, I see a lot of Hispanics doing little side hustles, like they sell cotton candy on the street for $5. They set their little booths and stuff. They go to a dollar
They
store
done
and
took
buy all
over the
this junk,
construction
you know.
industry. They done took over
Yeah,
the cleaning
but
industry.
look
They
at
done
this
took
though.
over
But
almost.
have you thought about the Indian population though? Because every time I go to any gas station right now, they're all owned by Indians. They don't just work there; they own those gas stations. Don't y'all find that? They're taking businesses. Like, can we get a gas station? Do you all know how difficult it is to get a gas station and the rules and regulations behind that? I'd like a gas station off the corner of a highway, off the exit of a highway. I sure would. But to go through all that,
But
they
look
come
at
into this
it,
country
Queen.
and and that's what you get.
You can go to almost every state and find a Hispanic
Hmm.
restaurant, grocery
Yeah,
store, bus station, the phone cars where they can call in their
right.
country.
Mhm.
And then the
Right. And
excuse
I'm just
now is,
saying, don't
well,
count
this is
them
their
out. Don't count
country.
her people out. I'm saying,
Hey,
don't count her
hey, hey,
people out.
hey,
That's all I'm saying.
hey,
Because
Angie,
she's fighting for her people. Her
Angie,
people.
Can you read some of the comments? Can you pull some of the comments up? They got a lot of people in there chatting, boy.
We'll read them. Hold on one
It's not.
second.
It won't let
And
me
then
do it.
yeah, hold on one second. But what we have to understand is that we're being taught to vote for somebody who is not giving us anything. You
Mm-hmm.
know, we keep yelling no vote for justice, no peace. We say Black Lives Matter. We make nonprofits. Nonprofits are not helping us politically, like you said. Nonprofits are not supposed to be involved politically unless you're a 501c 8 or something like that.
Yeah,
We don't
and
know the
Mm-hmm.
laws, like y'all said. We don't know
mhm.
the laws, and this is
and
why a lot of this politics go over our head. I was talking to some gentlemen on
Mm-hmm.
TikTok. We was on the show, and they are in the military, and one of them was across seas, and he was saying he wasn't voting for Trump because this and that happened, and the guy was making him. He was like, "Oh, I got deployed over in Afghanistan in 2021," and we were telling him in 2021 Biden was in there. Everybody was trying to tell these soldiers there was no wars under Trump. And then they were like, well, the wars got worse under Trump. How can the war get worse under Trump? It's just like we don't want to look at stuff and we don't want to study. And I see here in Broken to, I think Ironworks say get the Black Law Dictionary, purchase 1 or 2. I see him saying that admiralty, what is it? Admiralty and maritime law is expensive but worth the money. The books are being destroyed, and so are we. These votes are useless because both parties are trying to reduce our numbers because they want
mhm.
to take over the America that
Mm-hmm.
Black people built. Now that America is comfortable, they want to do what they did with the slaves in Natchez, Mississippi. Remember, they were trying to get rid of after they done used Black people in Natchez, Mississippi, what they call the Devil's Punch Bowl. They put all them
Mhm.
Black people there because after slavery, it was against the law for
Yep.
you not to have a job, and so
And,
they were killing us off. So they
and,
couldn't kill us off. So now they're trying to. And I even heard a white dude say it. They're trying to erase the Black population
mhm.
because the whole point of how you erase a person is that you make it where they don't have any wealth to buy anything, and
and speak.
and so they trying to wipe us out, and they are wiping us out because we're too busy cheering on everybody that looks Black instead of
Yeah,
knowing what's the difference between a Black person and a Black Indian and a Black Mexican. We have to
exactly.
separate ourselves because Kamala and her family, for them to call her Black, you don't look like my Black grandmamas and
And
grandparents that worked in the fields.
her mother she put white on her application. And talking about the Devil Punch Bowl, remember the Union Army, the Northern soldiers, the one that killed all those unalive all the Black people. Broken Tradition made a good point. The Indian population had tech jobs on lock all over this country. Fact. Still do.
because they were placed to be there. Them same Indian, these same foreigners that's getting an education, they could have been educating our little black boys and girls that's in the hood. If we've been
Exactly.
in the hood since the 70s, since they made it the hood. And they
Exactly.
never would educate us. They make sure that we go to the public school so little Becky and Sue and all
Mhm.
their parents can have jobs over our children so that they can be the police officers and stuff. And we sit up here and we cheer it. We cheer anybody black, but we don't have a black culture. We have a black culture. That's why that mess went on in the Olympics this year. It was an insult that not one
Mhm.
black person was up there because they don't look at us. They
Talking
only
about
use us
breakdancing.
as a yes, we are a cherry tree to them. And all they want from black people is to pick the cherries that we produce. God gives us the visions and the
Mhm.
talent and the through our mind, we produce what God tells us. The rest of the people in this world, all they do is use and piggyback off of it. And we ain't seen that yet. We don't realize that
Exactly.
yet. To
Did y'all?
have a break dancing and then make it look like we ghetto with our dancing. And then how did
Mhm.
you study the break dancing? You had to look at those old break dancing movies and stuff
Yep.
and do it. But now black people don't break dance. We stop doing everything. And then people have taken over our talent because the only thing we want to do now is stand around with guns in our pocket and fuss and complain and unalive each other.
We
While
have no
everybody
honor.
else is break dancing, eating potato chips from, when I say potato chips, because
We
William
get
Crumb
high.
is the man who made potato chips. Everybody's in air conditioner, but we the one made the air conditioner. Everybody in heat, we the one made the radiator. Everybody is using the internet. We the ones that made the internet. We produce everything. So how does nobody understand that black people are not being paid for what their ancestors produced, and that we're not poor just because we want to be poor? We're poor because there's a system set up against us, and now we're seeing everybody else being flown into this country, led into the border, and you seen the receipt that's going around where the immigrant had $3,000 or $5,000 in cash and 13,000 in food
Oh
stamps.
my word.
Oh
Say it
yeah,
again, please. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Please say
and,
that again out loud.
man.
Please say it again.
The
What you
immigrant
say? What?
left their receipt because if you get it, and then when you get benefits and stuff, and I put up a video, a white dude, they're getting Social Security, but they're telling us that there's no Social Security. We working like dogs, and they're telling us there's never
Mhm.
going to be no Social Security. Their receipt they left the receipt, and then you can go to anybody receipt if they leave it. It will show you your cash benefits, and it will
Yeah,
show you your
it's
your
available.
food stamp benefits. They had
Mhm.
over like almost $13,000 in food stamps. That's because all of them are coming over here as families, and they had over
Mhm.
about $5,000 or something in cash benefits. But we're struggling to pay for groceries, and
And
this
they
is
can
not a
work.
black thing, but everybody in America, black, white, or whatever, the original Americans are struggling. But white people here in America are so racist, they don't see that they are cutting off their nose to spite their face, and
Facts.
we're all suffering, but they still been programmed to blame black people, and black people have still been programmed to vote for Democrats, and the Democrats are
Hey,
behind all of this.
hey, you were cooking. You were cooking. So I want to say that we gonna try to touch a lot of stuff before we get out here. But yeah, the thing about the stamps. And last night I was reading when I was on the live last night on TikTok. I was reading the everybody can go to their state. Um, you just go to your state and pull up what benefits do legal immigrants get. Every state is different. I pulled up Georgia and Jersey. I'm telling you, undocumented illegal immigrants can get a lot of assistance, y'all. So I wanted to do the fact checker before cause a lot of time we be saying stuff, and sometimes it's best is to go and research it. It was a lot of reading, but check it out. Y'all don't know how many games these other groups play to get ahead. I seen it with the Indians, small hats, Hispanics in New York, in New York, yeah. And let's get into this part, y'all. We got to talk about this. Your boy Ricky Smiley, Luther Campbell, Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes, shout out to Isaac Hayes. Hey, you're a legend, brother, but your damn son is a Democratic shield. I don't hate your son because I know he run fan base, but the dude, you can't say nothing bad about the damn Democrats. But I'm gonna fair use YouTube, fair
And
use. I'm
he
gonna
wonder
play
why fan base don't do good because
exactly.
most of these people that you're naming is nothing but black people who are living a white life because they done made it out. They living comfortable. So they don't understand. They keep getting their money because we supporting them, but they want they don't understand that they are the new slave masters to keep us in line so that we can vote, and they are being used so that the master give them the crumbs and we get the crumbs of the crumbs, and they don't realize it. Because to them, their life is good, but they don't look around and say, my brothers and sisters should be living like this with me. But white people look around and they make sure that white people, as many as they can pull, live their life like them. Indians look around and say, my brothers and sisters should be like this. This is why you got Kamala, not a real black person who knows America representing us, but a half of a black person who's not really black. Her parents, Kamala parents, put Caucasian on all their birth certificates.
Exactly.
And we have this woman representing us, and yet they okay, and she's pulling her people in. She said it herself. I am the first Indian, South Asian. Okay, the Hispanics when they got in office, they bring their people. Black people, the only person who was sitting up here as Jesus on the cross. We are the Jesus because everybody is eating off our blood. Everybody but ourselves.
Exactly. I'm gonna play this about you. I only heard Ricky Smiley. Fair use. YouTube, fair use. I want to play this because this is how a lot of black people.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me pull up the fair use.
And while you're doing that, I'm gonna say there's a lot of these black fraternities and sororities, and I will say not all of them because I got one of my moms on TikTok, smart sisters, very intelligent. She's from California. She tell me the Divine Nine, all Divine Nine do not support Democrats or Kamala Harris. So they be trying to put it out there with Roland Martin and all them. But let's go on and play with Ricky Smiley. This is why a lot of these black boule, black fraternity sororities think. I'm gonna skip over some of it. Let me go. Here we go.
That led his team to a national, not national, but to a state championship. And he looked up.
I'll skip on some of it.
His would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris.
Y'all hear?
I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means.
Can y'all hear?
Yes,
we
can hear
you. Yes.
Here we go. All right.
And you with Trump. Y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram and social media and stop. Like that's just garbage. Yeah, it's just garbage. Everybody got to can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog. I always complain. Black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her because a vote for her. If you sit at home and you don't support her, you're definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that same energy for Donald Trump?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just like,
don't play the rest of it.
And look, and if y'all heard, a lot of people didn't hear this in the background.
Just like he said, this is what I'm saying. He said the right thing. Black people can't agree because black people don't read. He don't read. He don't know nothing about Kamala. He said it's okay that he went to court and got treated bad. We all got treated bad. The problem is that Kamala put us in jail. Trump did. That's the difference. Trump wasn't a prosecutor. Trump didn't lock up black mothers and giggle and say, oh, well, the policy was a mistake after the black mothers went to jail. And it's on their record. Trump didn't lock up 1,900 black people for smoking marijuana, not selling it, but smoking it. Trump didn't do that. So the difference with Trump and Kamala and Joe is that Joe Biden helped write the crime bill that put mass incarceration that we're dealing with now. And Kamala put it in there. I'm not taking up for Trump, but at the end of the day, he did not come directly to attack black people.
Exactly.
Kamala and Joe did.
And like I said, what's the name? Ricky Smiley and them all part of that whole fraternity. And they kept talking about, if you listen to the whole thing, they be like, yeah, if she get in, you'll have Ketanji Brown because she's in some kind of sorority. She will. I guess we call it when you she'll do the inauguration.
Married to a whole white man.
Exactly.
So all these black people who these celebrities, not trying to be funny, if they are supposed to represent us and go so hard, I'm not against interracial marriages, so don't put it out there. But my thing is, you cannot tell me you're gonna represent me when you sit up here switching up the black family.
Exactly.
When the black family don't even look like the black family. But back to what Ricky Smiley said. Ricky Smiley was like, I'm sick of black people. We sick of you too. Sick of rich black people. I agree. Telling black people, he did not say most black people cannot recite one policy. He didn't say vote for Kamala because she's going to do this for us. He didn't say vote for that. We keep being told to vote for symbolism, and they can't tell us one reason why we vote for Kamala, but they mad that when we put out the information about what Kamala did, we ain't got no information to put out what Trump did to black people. And the only reason that there's a lot of people saying I'm not with her is because we know directly if she did this when she's a DA, what else she gonna do when she become president? Now Trump,
Exactly.
he's just a greedy white man. But
Exactly.
Trump didn't directly come after us, like everybody said. When Trump was in office, what was he doing it to us? When Kamala and Joe was in office, we know how black people suffer.
Mm-hmm. You know, so today is August the 13th, correct? So a lot of people haven't been talking about this, and I want us to talk about it real quick. So y'all know August the 19th is the DNC convention in Chicago. All the oh man, it's so crazy. It's so many black people that's flipping red out there in Chicago. It's crazy. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with it. Check out TD Hip Hop. He really keep him and Phil Scott and them been breaking it down and keeping us abreast what's going on out there. But boy, them black people say y'all gonna mess up when y'all come here on August the 19th. And I looked it up, it's gonna be 8 protest rallies that night. And they trying to some of them didn't make it, they didn't get permits to some of them, but a lot of them, I know one of them going to be a reparation group, black group, one going to be the Palestinians and the Israelis. It's going to be a hot mess up there. So I don't know what the Democrats expect. I tell you, they're going to try to cover it up. They're going to let nobody know about it. But the black people in Chicago have been raising hell, and they've been telling the Democrats for months, y'all going to see December 19th. So that's next Tuesday, I think. Yeah, next Tuesday. Yeah.
At the end of the day, them Republicans is not going to let this black woman run this country. And like someone said in the post earlier, they're going to blame it on the black people. They're going to blame it on the black women because, we always get blamed. Because you hear them saying, how many black women support Kamala? Black women, where's the black men at? Where's the black family? What does the black family want out of all this commotion? Even Dr. Umar said about the convention. And in the end, I hope Kamala wins because I hope she shows what she's going to do, because black people have been so poor so long, they don't know how to get out of poorness, out of poverty. So it wouldn't make a difference whether Trump or Kamala is in, because black people going to sit on the curb and not read and not educate themselves and not get involved in their communities. And when I say involved in their communities, meaning learn the laws and start doing something on your own. When we talk about black jobs, how I learned, I stepped out of working for the TV stations and I'm working cleaning rooms and cleaning houses, cleaning toilets. Want to know the difference is that now I ain't got to sit in front of no white man while he tell me, why did you come in late, writing me up? I own my own business. See, we want to keep having these jobs that we think that white people have created jobs for themselves so that they can be lazy and comfortable. But we don't know that we can, them jobs. Remember, black people used to mow lawns. Remember, little black kids walked around the neighborhoods getting money because they would mow the lawn. Now you got all these Mexican companies. Black people work in construction and build houses. Now we don't want to do nothing. We want to be lazy like the white man, but we don't have the money to pass down generational wealth. And the easiest way to get a business without education is getting an LLC and doing these essential job businesses. We don't know that. It's a trick for us to be a W-2 employee because but all the jobs got together so that we could continue to be employees instead of you hiring me as a 1099 and let me pay my taxes when I need to pay. So we are not educated in business and understanding what is going on around us. So I hope, and this is my hashtag let Rome fall, because every great nation has to fall. America has fallen already, but they trying to sweep it under the rug and replace it with a new nation without us knowing that Rome have already failed.
Exactly. And our people are so damn petty. Some black people, I can't deal with them. You up here arguing, I'm looking at I'm on this other platform I'm looking at right now. These people are going off on me because I said Kamala name wrong. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Like, y'all up here, that's not even important. You want about somebody's
That's
name?
what I'm saying. G-Maze,
Damn
I
her.
don't even answer certain people who say certain stuff.
Yeah.
If you out here we barely can buy oodles and noodles, ramen noodles in the store for 99 cents. They done raise it up. They used to give us the pig feet and the chicken backs. It used to be $1 something. They found out black people eat that. They raised the prices. Black people cannot, black people, shout out our guys. It's good to see you too. I
Peace,
had to
peace,
give him a
peace.
shout out. And
Peace.
but black people can barely buy groceries, and it's gonna get worse. And they took all the farmland, so we ain't got black farmers to get food from. We trying to tell people start growing something, grow something so we can trade. You got a tomato, I got a cucumber. We gonna have to eat salads. But black people, we don't even understand what has been happening to us, and we think it's just us while we out of poverty. And like Pablo always said, it has been. That's right, Ironworks. It's a distraction tactic, but I was going to say a military tactic, like Pablo said, a military tactic. They use that military tactic on us, and they have done it in other countries. That's why everybody wants to rush over here, when other countries can have everything America has, but they let America rule. That's why nobody's talking about the BRICS system coming in and how the American dollar has dropped and dropped. And with Kamala coming in, it's going to show you Indian people, this is not going to be America no more. When they come in, all these jobs given to everybody else, they're going to do what everybody else does. They come over here, build this, get the money, and take it back to their country. The black people from Africa that come over here do not advocate for black people in America. The black people from Jamaica that come over here, you don't see them marching with us. Don't nobody help the black Americans, but the black Americans have been footing the bill for the world. And
the civil rights movement open the door for all of them. We talked about it last night. And my thing is this, man, we gotta let's address the other pink elephant in the room. I don't think we talk about this enough with Kamala Harris and the Democrats, Joe Biden, all of them. Let's talk about we're gonna fair use. Well, I gotta do fair use because we're not playing a video, but I want to talk about the LGBTQ community. We got no problem with them, but at the same time, y'all know y'all trying to push this agenda. That's the main thing. This is their main focus. This is her policy. Her policy is going to be pushing LGBTQ more rights and abortion. Let's keep it real. That's what it's all about. Black people still jumping on that bandwagon. It's nothing for you. Any black person.
Don't mean to cut you off. When you said abortion, let me insert that. Almost 86% or almost 90% of the abortion clinics are in black neighborhoods.
Correct. Parent Plan. I pulled it up yesterday. You're right. I fact check that. That's true. And I'm like, wow, black women all hyped up about damn abortion. Like most of us are taking out unalive our own children. That's crazy. Like you should be
because it's a game because they make it so. They make us so poor. Black women used to be the ones having 15, 10, and 12 kids, right? White people can barely hold children, so their birth rate is dying. So what do? You make it where everything costs money, and you make it where you struggle for money, and then you make it where you have to pay for childcare. Like somebody said, I gotta go to work to get money to pay money for somebody to keep my child because we don't own our land no more. So you make it where it's poor. So the thing is now you put the black man in jail and you do all this, and the only thing left to do is to abort your child because you think it's too expensive. When we used to have 15 children at a time and the world didn't have all this, but now we barely having 2 and 3 children, and we having abortions, and we having sex like crazy, and we don't have sex with the man that we want to have kids by. We just, oh, he look good, he got them chains, he got money. They have stripped every moral from us. And so now you got all these abortion clinics because now it's quick for you to go ahead and make the decision to destroy your baby than to get with the family and raise your children. So that's the whole point. They make it too hard to raise children. So they give you, hey, go ahead and kill it. Unalive it.
I have to give shout. I know some people don't mess with Angela Stanton. I know Michi, they have an issue with her. But y'all need to
shout out to Angela.
Yeah, y'all need to look at that video.
Some real stuff.
She dropped to me, she really broke it down about what the agenda of the Democrats and Kamala Harris is all about. She broke it down about the whole LGBTQ, the whole abortion thing, and how, man, and this is something I always thought, okay, abortion, it's been around for a minute. So it's amazing how a man don't have no say so, and if the woman wanted to unalive the child, the man have no say so. She broke that down too. It says kind of crazy, like Yeah, it take two of y'all
Exactly.
to make the
But
child.
when they have the child, you gotta pay child support. Every find out is yours.
Exactly. Now the man a deadbeat boy. Yeah, it's crazy. But I know we got to try to squeeze everything in a small window, but let's go to the LGBTQ thing. Man, I was in a room with some drugs. They was like on my ass last night. What if you don't like LGBTQ? What about? I said, let me tell y'all something right now. You can't compare the LGBTQ so-called rights or agenda to Black people rights. You can't. I told a couple of them in there, and you had a couple of, it was some that wasn't Black.
Ain't no police pulling over the LGBTQ. You ain't seen one LGBTQ
Exactly.
alphabet person being shot because they was an alphabet person. And the only reason they was discriminated against in the military is because the government did it, not the common citizens that work around each day.
And
but the only reason that they let LGBTQ come through is because that's the only time Black people get to have a right. Go ahead, my bad.
And Black people, listen, all my brothers and sisters who are LGBTQ, we got no issue with y'all. But remember this, you're Black first before you LGBTQ. And another thing too, dang, how am I trying to talk? I was trying to remember.
And remember this, I'm sorry, and remember this, that a lot of y'all are LGBTQ because of the Alcatraz or acetone, the stuff that they're putting in your water to change your hormones.
Facts. That's all facts. Oh God, what was that y'all want to say? Damn, LGBTQ. It was something that really important I will say about that, but it'll come back to me. But yeah, so she's really pushing hard for that, and that's what Stacey Abrams did here in Georgia. She was more catering to the LGBTQ community than Black people, and that's why her ass didn't. It's one of the reasons why she didn't get elected. Black people, listen, the LGBTQ, they'll tell you, the Black LGBTQ community will tell you some of the most racist YT people are the white LGBTQ community. Look at J. Edgar Hoover. He was damn in the LGBTQ community. That man was wicked and evil, and he was a part of that whole thing. Somebody need that mic.
You want to know why they push the LGBT? You want to know why they push the alphabet community on the Black man? Because everything that Black people do and we make it a style, then it's okay. Just like with the breakdancing, we made it a style. Now it's okay to have breakdancing in the Olympics. Okay, now after Black men done ran around with skirts and wigs and makeup on, how now I turn around in every store, everywhere I go, you got these white men dressed up like women, and half the time you can't tell the white man from the white woman. But they dressed up, and now it's against the law for you to discriminate against the white man in a dress. It's the white men that mostly wanted to go in the bathrooms with the little girls and come. So they make us put something first, just like we invented everything in they say. They make us do it first, and now they can come out behind us. It was the Black woman that marched for women's rights, but the white woman sit back and they got the rights first. They always let us lead the pack and then leave us behind so that we can open the door for them.
It would be so funny if LGBTQ voted for Trump overwhelmingly.
Most Black people, if they knew business, they would. Queen. Yep. But
only because they think that they're going to vote for Kamala. They think they're going to vote for Kamala.
Oh, y'all, I'm gonna be talking. Y'all couldn't even hear me. Listen, let's talk about that California law. Let's get into our children about the LGBTQ community. Let's talk about our kids. But people scared to talk about that. That bill they passed in California with Gavin Newsom, a lot of people left. Elon Musk left California. There's a lot of white people dipped out on that. You know, a lot of Black folk can afford to leave California, but they're gonna be stuck. But that bill they passed, if a child leave home and he's a boy, but he goes to school, he said he want to be a girl, they don't have to tell the parents that a child is claimed to be something else than their biological self. So yeah, that's a law they passed in California. Remember, California and New York are always the first to start everything, and the other states mimic from it. And that is sick. And I don't give a damn what nobody say. There's not no homophobic crap.
But do you know that Kamala's running mate, Tim Walsh?
I was just about to say. Go ahead and say it.
Go ahead and say it.
All for it.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Queen. Yeah, please go ahead.
With the gender, so that these little kids, he's when he becomes vice president, him and Kamala is going to pass that as a national law because he's down with little children changing their gender. This is how you know perverts. See, people who want to sleep with little children, don't see they don't see the difference between an adult and a child. How can you say a child dresses up and plays pretend, but they want to put a child in a child place, because at the end of all of this is sexual predators that just want to get at these children. But go ahead, Queen. What were you going
That's
to say?
facts. No, that's all. That's facts. They're sick. And I was gonna say with the back to the abortion centers, you know, we look at, and I know they like to emphasize that it's a minimal amount of women and girls that come in there from rape and incest and molestation, but those are still big numbers if you think about it. They may not be as big as the numbers of people are voluntarily having those abortions, but those numbers do still exist. And again, they're in the Black communities where we're not dealing with these issues. And a lot of times what you see now, it's not like the old days where, you know, you go send somebody off to school and all of a sudden your mom has a new kid, you know, you got a new sister kind of thing. It's these abortion clinics are very accessible. So tying that in with the LGBT agenda, Q, with the alphabets, because I don't want to leave it there, because I'll say that they, you know, I respect people for who they are. You love whoever you want to, that's your own business. But make it clear that please be clear that there is a difference between choosing your sexuality as far as straight or homosexual and the alphabet agenda. Okay. So when you're looking at those things, now you've got incest, you've got molestation, with children and families, you're aborting these babies.
Fact.
As a product of this. And who's doing it? The dude that's married to the wife, you know,
Yeah.
That's who's doing it. People that you don't think, but that are sleeping with other men, you know,
Exactly.
these weirdos.
And we gotta see.
Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like? I don't understand. I'm looking at the LBG, the Alphabet Committee. There's a woman saying she's a man, and the man saying he's the woman, and then they're having babies. You got to get up every day. Like as women, we get up every day. We got to put on our makeup on and put on this and that. They wake up every day and know that you a man and you a woman, and you putting on a costume every day, and that's all it is, because you was born a man and you was born a woman. Your body is not shaped like a woman. You got some men that shaped like a woman, and some men that shaped like some women shaped like a man. But at the end of the day, the majority of the women are shaped like women, and the majority of the men are shaped like men. But you got men squeezing into women clothes, and you got women walking around with men clothes, but you don't see no woman running out here trying to get in a man's place.
Exactly.
And let's talk about how that affects all of us on a bigger level. Because now with the weirdos, they want it where they're trying to have funding to have sanitary supplies in the men's bathrooms. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Well,
so for all of time,
women
have not been able to have these products. You know,
thank you.
You know how much you know tampons.
Now they need butt plugs.
You know that You know, so now you're saying that is unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
I like what Ironwork said. We are all being used as he said weapons of mass confusion. All of this is deliberate and upside down. Want to know why? Because you always go back to the root of the problem. The root of the problem was the white man wanted to be with the black man, and he's easing his way through here. Because why is in punishment during slavery? Why would you think that it's okay and the white tea women just sit back? Why would you think that why would I think I'm gonna punish you? So I'm gonna punish you by having sexual relationships with you, like the white tea man punished the black man by having sexual relationships with him, and especially in front of his family. Who thinks of sick stuff like that?
Exactly.
You
know what? It's sad because I hate to see about 50 years from now, man, where the world gonna be at, because it's just we have accepted so much bullshit. Excuse my language. It's just you gotta say it like when we was growing up, we would never thought the stuff we see now is going on. Now they out here pushing the pedophilia stuff on the low key with the maps, you know, minor attracted person. We ain't talking about that in a minute.
Yeah,
But
that's what we
still out
talking
there.
about with the pink. If
Yeah.
anybody understand that the LBGT flag done added pink in there, that's because they're saying they're grown people that's attracted to young kids.
And
That's
remember,
pedophilia.
it's a symbol. You can look it up. They show you different symbols for pedophilia. I know a squirrel. You see
Yes.
about with a T-shirt
And
with a
the
squirrel on it.
sad
That's
part,
one of them. They have been
sad part
cartoons.
about it is that most of black people in jail for drugs that they call drugs, which is marijuana that grown people do, but these sex offenders are constantly getting out with slaps on the wrist because the people who are real sex offenders are ruling the government and passing laws. When we didn't do anything about slavery because slavery was legal, they use that same trick and it's been going on and on. And nothing's going to happen until this government is dissolved and we get real people that is looking at real problems and helping real people. But long as everybody keep playing this game, America is going to fall.
I want to say this
And
too.
they mad because Africa won't fall for it.
Exactly. I want to say before we get out here too is I talked to a lot of them. I had a conversation with a hardcore Democratic. Actually, is one of a friend of mine. He's running for Congress here in Georgia. Anyway, he said, "D, you're right, man." He said, "You know me. I have different views. I know you don't care with Democrats and stuff like that." He said, "But you're right. I brought up reparations, bro. Black Democrats and liberals do not want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the LGBTQ thing either. They want you to mention that. So if you mention that or reparation, you will not get nobody to back you." I thought this was a hardcore Democrat.
You want to know why they don't want us to have reparations? And we see it given to everybody else in the form of reparations and to immigrants is because if you give black people money, you can no longer keep them on the corner selling drugs, unaliving each other with guns, doing this stuff. You're going to cut down the majority of crime because the majority of white money is coming from prisons. And in the prisons, you got the phone system, you got commissary, you got the clothes that you buy your uniforms from. Nobody talks about protesting them because they supply all the uniform, they supply the clothes for prison. You can't even send your kid, well, in the Alabama, I don't know about other states.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Send
I got a
your
box in my
people
car right
clothes
now.
and t-shirts no more because you got to go through the companies because almost everybody is getting their money in through off of the backs of black poverty. If you give black people money, we don't need to go to your Dollar Tree. See, that's what they keep talking about. Trump didn't give us money. They mad because when Trump gave us a little bit of money, what happened? Black people created jobs and businesses, and then when Biden got in, he created the Parency Act so that he can find out what black person owns jobs. So now that we got LLCs, now we got to turn around and give them our information so that they can know where to come after us. That the whole trick is not to give black people reparations, because if you give black people reparations, you don't have that poor group that you can rely on where you've been getting your money.
And you took the words out of my mouth. I'm going to go a little deeper too than that. Think about it. If they give us reparations or some kind of tangibles that really means something, you won't have. Put it this way: why you think the Boulay, the Al Sharptons, the Roland Martin, and all them people will never push reparations? Because they know if we get it,
because they making their money off of us too.
Exactly, off of Black Pain, Benjamin Crump, all
that's
of
what
them.
I'm saying. That's why I said Ricky Smiley should shut up. We tired of black people that making money off of black people too, because they the house slaves. Remember, there was the field slave and the house slaves. They the house slaves. They a little bit more comfortable. The rest of us out here in the field trying to get it as we live, and they want to use us too.
Yep, I think it's
time that we wrap this up because we're on an hour or something in.
Yeah, I will say this. Hold on, he's coming through. So Pablo said he's coming through real quick.
Pablo said that 10 minutes ago.
Well, I was saying that though. I really think this time it's gonna be different in this election. You're gonna have more black people sitting out. You're gonna still have your baby boomers and all them little Democrats, but it's a different. They know it too, because the ones I talk to, they say it's different, man. It's not 9% anymore. It's like 70%. A lot of black people have switched over to the other side. They just said, well, hell, we've been doing it for so long. Why not try the other side and see? Because we was Republicans back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So some of them said, let's go back and see how to go. One thing about it, I will say this. Democrats and Republicans both are on code and they're not for reparations. And another thing, Democrats and Republicans both support the Ukraine war and the Israeli war. And I land my plane.
Yep. And I want to say this before we get out of here. And so like you said, they both support each other. The thing is that we don't know how to live on our own. Black people, I remember years ago after Obama and stuff, and after Trump, I said I wasn't voting. It was blasphemy to hear a black person say they're not voting. Then now this time around, I hear more black people talking about not voting.
Exactly.
Eventually, we gonna get there because I remember years ago when I used to be on the name I will not say with Moist Twacken. I used to say I'm not
Damn it.
voting.
The guy with the
And
teeth in his
now,
mouth.
and they was
Teeth.
like, "Oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that," and now there's more black people, so we are waking up little by little and stuff, and we're waking up to the black house slaves, the black boulets, telling us to vote so that they can stay comfortable while they live off our backs. While they said that we need a government. Trump showed us when COVID came, we did not need a government. We didn't need the TVs. We don't need everything Hollywood gave because we supported each other. When they found out black people started turning around, going to the internet, we started making our own money off the internet because we were entertaining each other. So
Yep.
we don't need their movies. We don't need their sports. It's time that we start supporting. Why don't black people get together like they raise money for Kamala and raise money for our own
Facts.
sports, raise money for our own education, raise money for our generational wealth? Why can't we do that? I'm
Hashtag
not
let
voting.
Rome burn.
Yup. Let
Exactly.
Rome
When we
fall.
Well, let's
they
Hashtag
fall.
saw
let
Let
that
Rome
Rome,
fall.
let Rome fall. Yeah, that's
when
right.
they saw that black people were making money, they instituted 87,000 more IRS workers. Ain't that something?
God damn it.
Yes, because it's always about us. And I made a post. I said, when black people see and realize the poorest black person, you will keep America alive. The black person that is the poorest because they expect you to commit a crime to get food for your children. They expect you to abort your child so that they're raised, so that we won't overpopulate the land that was already ours with black people because it's more of us than them. They know this, but they play this game. They want you to abort your child so that they can still be there. These old white men that I was saying earlier that was in office that allowed the people like we were saying with Trump with Lynn, the detectives and the governors and the senators back then that allowed these officers and detectives to get away with fake evidence. There's people coming out from years with the lady with the DNA did over 700 DNA tests and they were all fake. People changing babies out. Your governors and your senators allowed this to happen. We should not be focused on the presidential race. We should be focused
Exactly.
on the people
And,
who are running America, and that's your
and,
commissioners, that's your mayors, that's your governors. Your governor is a president of the state. That's why most states don't have black governors. And then when we get black people in these offices, we used to celebrate them because we thought that they were going to bring a change.
exactly.
We got black people. The momentum that we give Kamala is what we used to have because we wanted to celebrate a black person making it. Because back then, when a black person made it, that means the rest of us would probably get help. We wanted to bring them in office because we wanted them to change things. But now we got black people that's getting in office and they're not changing things. All they're doing is lining up with the white supremacy and leaving us behind. So black
Yeah.
people, the poorest black person, you are poor for a reason because they need you. The richest black person, you're rich for a reason because they need you to be that hopping bog like on life. Keep us in line, like Ricky Smiley trying to do, like Steve Harvey trying to do. We need to start living for ourselves. I land my plane. I
Is
know
it?
it's time for us to get out of
Yeah,
here, so let's
yeah,
wrap
and I'm
it
gonna say
up.
this too. This is something I just seen pop up. A black U.S. military veteran received only $23 for food stamp, and these damn immigrants getting thousands of dollars. That's some bull. That's some BS. But we're gonna talk about that
Yeah.
on
Oh, and
another
let me
time.
tell you, let me go back. I know you saying that the black man that was on the thing, he's a military person. He was like, I don't know. I used to get in my car. These black military people, I get my benefits, I get mine. That's them if they don't get theirs. And then somebody tried to say because a lot of black people who are in the military have mental issues, and we need first black people need mental issues help. But he's sitting up here saying you voting for the Kamala and them, but then you turn around and putting down the black people who you know how war is, and you know that there's issues out here. Just because you got yours, most veterans know that most of these DA hospitals and times that they trying to get their disability, that they are being discriminated against. But you got black people like him that was on their lives talking about, well, I got mine, they doing something wrong. No, it's like you don't want to believe that you there's racism going. So yes, they gotta let a couple of black people get it, and then they're gonna discriminate on the rest. So there's a lot of discrimination going in every facet of our lives, and black people need to stop joining the military and stop voting. And I land my plane.
That's it, y'all. It's a wrap. I think we got enough in for this
Do
one.
y'all everybody have anything to say before we get out of here?
Hit that like button, y'all. Share this live. Hit the like button.
I just want to say people are not going to pay attention to what you're talking about until your issue lands at their door. When the shoe's on the other foot, there's a different way of approaching things.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, black people still listen to them damn Boulay, them Jesse Jacksons and them Al Sharptons and Tamika Mallory. They if you can't, once you convince those type of black people to get on code, that's when we'll start really seeing real progress. But we are seeing progress. It's the first time in history black people stuck to the reparation, even though we got a lot of work to do on that. But and a lot of us realizing because you so-called supposed to be black that we supposed to vote for you. Like I said, Obama messed that up for Kamala. If it was her first time in the first black president, she might have had a chance, but Obama already stole that from her. So yeah. And plus she laughed too goddamn much. I ain't never heard the lady laugh about anything. That's a hard question. She laughed. I land my plane.
And real quick, we out of here, y'all. We out of real quickly. What D-May just said, we don't have to get the Tamika Mallory's and the Jesse Jacksons and them on code. All we have to do is connect with people that have just a little bit of darn sense, because these people already know what's going on. They know what time it is, and they're still refusing to do the right thing. So it's not for us to get them on code. Stop looking at these people that look like they're leaders. And we talked about this before on this platform. They're not leaders. You don't do leadership things. So, we need to look to one another and hold one another accountable. And again, be boots on the ground and get it done. And I'm gonna land my plane there.
Boom.
We love y'all too. Shout out to Ironworks and everybody in the chat.
Appreciate everybody coming through.
We'll be back.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Peace.
Be safe.